Hello everybody, 4-Star here, back at it again with another arena football video here for you guys. And this time we got episode 4 here, and we're here in week 5 with the Preds and the Force here, two rivals that do not like each other, ready to match up against each other here today. And for the first drive here, Hamill drops back into the end zone, but he can't find anyone, and he gets sacked in the end zone for a safety. With a weird starting score of 5-0, Stafford finds Myers for this long TD pass, and the Preds end up taking a 12-0 lead. On the next drive, Hamill would give this ball to Carter, and he would barely get into the end zone for a touchdown. A few drives later here with the score of 14-19, Orlando's kicker Clay Rush would attempt a 64-yard field goal and actually hit it, making it a new record here in the AFL. After that amazing kick here, Hamill tries to get it to Savage there, but actually throws it to McCormick for the INT. Stafford would try to take advantage of the INT, but throws an INT himself as Arnerdle tips the ball right to himself for the INT. Hamill and the Force would get right back on track here as he would throw right to his wide open receiver Burks for a touchdown.
Yeah! You know I'm the best. Get out of my house, punk!
Here in the second half, Hamill will waste no time here as he throws a 45-yard bomb right to Dudley to add on to the lead. And trying to respond to this one is Stafford. He throws a dot right to Marshall in between two defenders, and he takes it to the end zone for a touchdown. They would also try a 2-point conversion to tie the game, but it would be no good. Feeling the pressure after another Georgia touchdown, Stafford and the crew goes for it on 4th down, and they fail miserably. After a forced field goal, Myers and Stafford would make up for it after this screen pass takes it all the way to the end zone for a touchdown, and they take the lead by 1 after a failed 2-point conversion. Now only up by 1 here in the 4th quarter, under a minute to go, and Carter will take the run all the way into the end zone for a TD. Now down by 5 after a 2-point conversion, Stafford connects with Myers when they need it most with only 20 seconds left to take the lead. They will go for 2 here to James, and he would actually make it this time to make it a 3-point game. With 8 seconds left here, trying to get in better position for field goal range, Hamill gets hit on the throw and throws it right to James for the game-sealing interception, and that would end the game 49-46, and the Predators will escape with a victory here in Georgia for this rivalry game. So for our second matchup of the day here and our last one for week 5, we got the New Orleans VooDoo here taking on the San Jose SaberCats. Should be a good matchup here today. And the VooDoo's notorious defense starts off strong as Jackson fumbles McPherson, and the lineman will pick it up into the end zone for a safety. And the offense will capitalize on the safety as Mark Grieve throws it right to Cole on a fadeaway touchdown to take a 9-0 lead. McPherson will respond here with a 48-yard banger to Gatewood into the end zone for a touchdown to respond. And after San Jose's defense got a 3-and-out, McPherson will have the ball, but they get hit again for a fumble, and Horacek will take this all the way into the end zone for a fumble return for a touchdown. After trading blows here, the score will be 30-21, and McPherson will try to get his team back into it by throwing at the Roble, and he takes that dot all the way into the end zone for a TD. After the touchdown here, Hamilton will kick an onside kick, and it was a perfect one at that as Gatewood retrieved it, and they will have an extra possession. And then one play later, McPherson looking back throws it right to Hopkins, but wow, Horacek puts the lumber on him, and they will recover the fumble. And then to capitalize on a fumble, Grieve will give it right to Jackson for a 2-yard touchdown run. And with just 5 seconds left, Chad Dukes will spin and break 2 tackles to take it all the way into the end zone for a touchdown. Amazing. San Jose got the ball back here in the second half and had a long drive that ended in a quarterback sneak by McPherson to take the lead. After a VooDoo field goal, McPherson gets the ball back and throws a corner fade right to Hopkins in the end zone for a touchdown to take back the lead. And then after a long drive here in the 4th quarter, Grieve will give it to Jackson so he could run it into the end zone for a 10-yard touchdown run. And then here on a crucial 4th down, McPherson would try a quarterback sneak, but the linebacker stopped him. And that would end the game 53-47. And the VooDoo come out with yet another victory here. They go to 5-0 in the season. All right, for our week 5 stats, we got the Philadelphia Soul punishing the 3-0 Washington Valor. Now they are 3-1, and Matt Nagy threw 7 touchdowns with 254 yards. Raymond Filial and John Fitzgerald put up a clinic against each other, but the Jacksonville Sharks will prevail with a win, improving to 3-1. Mo Jamison comes in for an injured John Kaleo and doesn't miss a beat as they both scored 3 touchdowns each for a win against Dallas, 48-38. Chicago goes to 4-1 in the season. Toronto continues to struggle as they go 0-4 against New York as Aaron Garcia himself throws 7 touchdowns in this game. The Gladiators have a close one against the Storm here on a 55-52 loss, and Tampa Bay will go 0-4 in the season. Clint Dolezal and John Dutton put up a clinic in Arizona, but it turns out that a rushing touchdown would be the end of this one. In overtime, Arizona winning 55-49 and Los Angeles going 0-4. Colorado Crush show up in Baltimore and beat the Brigade 45-38 with Graziani scoring 6 touchdowns and 216 yards to get their second win of the season. Now with week 5 done, let's get into the second part of the episode, week 6. So here for week 6, we start off here in Cleveland where the LA Kiss try to get their first win against the Gladiators. The Kiss try to start off the drive strong here and they give the ball to Curran as he takes this one almost 25 yards for a first down. A couple plays and a penalty later, Dolezal throws this one in the corner to Dennis for a touchdown, their first touchdown of the day. A couple drives later, and Mays comes in for an injured Bishop and throws this beauty of a pass right to Shelley to take the lead here. That lead wouldn't be here for long as Dolezal and Dennis get right back to work as they score another 25-yard touchdown. Mays would throw another quick fadeaway TD there, this time to Jenkins for a big touchdown.
Here we go, yeah, bring it on. See, I can dance too. Yeah. Football players, stay there.
Cleveland would attempt an onside kick to try to get a possession advantage, but it backfires horribly as Pruitt picks this one up and then just takes it into the end zone for a touchdown. After the Kiss fail an onside kick of their own, Mace tries to take advantage here and throws it, and it gets picked off by White after the tip. With just a little bit of time here in this first half, Dolezal throws this ball while getting hit and throws it right to Bailey for a big first down. Dolezal will take full advantage of the situation here as he throws his 3rd touchdown connection to Dennis to take the lead. And the Dolezal to Dennis connection would not be done yet as Dolezal throws this dot right in between the 2 defenders for a score. A couple of touchdowns later, and Ford would get the ball here and he would juke his way right into the end zone to keep up with the scores. Trying to make it a 3-point game here, Cleveland goes for 2 and gets it off of a wide receiver run. Here on this drive, Dolezal just overthrows Anderson here, but he catches it off the wall for an easy touchdown. Here late in the game, Bishop will finally come back after his injury to throw this quick touchdown pass to Jenkins. But with just under a minute left and having the 3-point advantage, Dolezal will throw a dot right to Bailey, and then they will run the clock out here to take the victory, their first victory of the season, in fact, winning this game 52-49.
Thank you for attending today's ball game. Please drive.
All right, here for our week 6 matchup, we got the New York Dragons taking on the New Orleans VooDoo for yet another VooDoo matchup. And let's see who can defeat the undefeated VooDoo here. Can it be the New York Dragons here for our game of the week? And we will start this highlight here in the middle of a shootout, 21-21, both teams scoring efficiently, but Garcia makes the first mistake of the day, throwing this pick to Brickley. And the VooDoo will make quick work of that INT as Grebe will find his main man Cole once again for this 35-yard touchdown pass. And the VooDoo make their first mistake of the day as Grebe gets knocked out and the ball falls right into the end zone. Calzette picks it up and it's a touchdown. They would also go for 2 here to make it a 7-point game, and Glover just runs a man over to get into the end zone. After trading touchdowns for the 3rd quarter, the score will be 56-32, and Grebe throws this errant pass to Shepard for a big pick. The Dragons will only end up with 3 here, so Grebe trying to pick up the slack, throws yet another pick to McKenzie.
I'm here, Coach. What's up?
We just got an open invitation to put some points on the board, and we should take them up on it. Sound good to you?
After the INT, Garcia would take full advantage of it as he finds a wide open Shepard to put the nail in the coffin. This game would end in the final score of 66-42, and the New York Dragons finally defeat the undefeated New Orleans VooDoo, and they both go 5-1 on the season. So going into the week 6 stats here, Toronto finally gets a win over Baltimore 44-41. The Storm continue their losing ways as they go 0-5, losing this one to Georgia 41-38. Both Shane Stafford and Andy Kevin having a battle for the ages with a combined 15 touchdowns together as the Orlando Preds skid by the Dallas Desperados 65-58. What a turnaround for Arizona as they win their 3rd straight matchup against their rivals, the San Jose SaberCats 37-29. Matt Nagy will get injured in this game as the Jacksonville Sharks and Raven Filial beat them 36-20. A big defensive battle happened in Washington, D.C. as Iowa only ended up getting 16 points in their loss against Washington. The Valor will go 4-1 on the season after this win. And finally, Graziani and Bonner battle it out in Albany, but Colorado's defense prevails as they shut out Albany in the first and the fourth quarter to win their game 44-27. Albany now goes to 1-4, and Colorado now goes up to 3-3 in the season. Now let's get into week 7, our final week and our last 2 games of the episode. For our second game of week 7, we got the Toronto Phantoms heading to Philly to take on the Philadelphia Soul. Both teams lost their games last week, so let's see who bounces back and they win here to try to get up in the standings. And Joe Hamilton in Toronto will start off the drive here at the 5-yard line, and he gets hit hard to fumble the ball and gives it up to the defense.
What is going on out there? Are you paying attention? Do you even know what's going on? I don't think so. Get out of my sight.
Matt Nagy and Philadelphia's offense would take advantage of the fumble and throws a deep ball right to Nickerson for a 50-yard TD. Toronto and Hamilton would get right back on the field here, and he would throw this bomb right to McCullough as Doggett gets caught up on the wall and can't catch him for a touchdown. After the Philadelphia touchdown, Hamilton would get the ball back and throws it right to Jackson, getting the edge off the stutter step and breaking a tackle to get into the end zone. After the Philadelphia field goal, Hamilton would throw this one right to Nash, and he makes a crazy spin move to get it all the way into the end zone for a 45-yard touchdown. On this Philadelphia possession, Matt Nagy feels the pressure, throws it off to his right side, and throws it right to Jackson, and he will make this a great return after the interception. Now down by 7 after the field goal, Matt Nagy finds a wide open Nickerson for a beautiful touchdown to tie the game. With only a few ticks left here in this first half, Hamilton finds a wide open Jackson in the corner of the end zone for a touchdown to take the lead. And after taking the lead, Homebreaker would attempt an onside kick, and a perfect one at that as Jackson recovers it for Toronto. So with 9 seconds left in this half, Homebreaker is called in for a seemingly easy 24-yard attempt, and he misses it wide right, and Philadelphia would get the ball back. So with just 1 play left here in this half, Matt Nagy says F it and throws it all the way down to Atkins, and he catches it for a touchdown. So Philadelphia gets the ball here in the second half here and goes for broke again, throwing it to Solomon for yet another 50-yard touchdown. And feeling desperate here, Joe Hamilton tries a quarterback sneak here on 4th and 3 and does not get it. And Philadelphia's defensive efforts will be capitalized by the offense as Nagy throws a dot right to Aristogui, and he does the rest of the work to get into the end zone.
Oh yeah, how you like me now? Yeah, and slide to the right.
Toronto now feeling desperate, going for it here on 4th and goal. Hamilton overshoots his receiver for a turnover on downs. Now in a 2-score game, Nagy gives this one to Pettijohn, and he takes this one down the field at the 20 all the way inside the 15-yard line for a first down.
Yeah, that was easy. Hey.
That's right.
And then a few plays later, Nagy would give this one to Toombs for a 1-yard touchdown run.
Oh yeah, how you like me now? Step to the left, step to the right.
And then just when you think it gets out of hand, Hamilton takes the quickest sack and safety you ever seen in your life. And then after the safety, just to put icing on the cake, Matt Nagy, steady in the pocket, finds a wide open Brown for a touchdown. And then after a Toronto touchdown with just 7 seconds left, Duke Pettijohn looking to run the clock down, but he says, I want more points, and takes it all the way into the end zone for a touchdown. The final score would be 68-44, and the Philadelphia Soul crushed the Toronto Phantoms, and the Phantoms would go 1-5 after these 7 weeks. And for our second Week 7 matchup, we got the Desperados taking on the Empire here in Dallas. And for our first drive here, the Empire gets it to about the 6-yard line. Barner throws an off-balance pass after getting hit, and it would be picked off.
All right, over here, all right. Listen, winning or losing is all about the turnovers. We can do it. Come on, go.
And Andy Kelly will get right to work after the interception, throwing this one right to Sectionator, and he takes it into the end zone for the first score. On Albany's possession, Bonner facing even more pressure as he fumbles the ball into the end zone. It will get picked up by the defense for a fumble recovery touchdown. Near the end of the first here, Bonner and the Empire would finally respond with a touchdown here right to lead. Right before the end of the first half, after exchanging scores, Bonner finds T.T. Tolliver in the back of the end zone for a touchdown. So after the Desperados get stopped, Bonner tries a run here on his possession, but he fumbles the ball, and it will get picked up by Brown, his second lost fumble of the night. So after a Dallas field goal, Bonner gets right back out there and throws a dot right to West there on the top left corner for a score.
Yeah, I'm the best. Can't touch this. Knock you out. You won't do that again.
After a Dallas touchdown, Bonner trying to get back into the game, throws it right to Scott, but he takes a huge hit over the end zone for a touchdown, but he got injured on the play, injured his elbow. I believe he'd be out for the rest of the game. After another Dallas touchdown, Bonner would take the ball here and throw it to the back of wide receiver Doring as he gets hit in the end zone for a touchdown. After yet another Dallas touchdown, Bonner would get ready in the red zone to try to throw it to Connor, but it gets tipped into the hands of Hammond for an interception. And now down by 13, Bonner would end the game here with a safety sack, and that one would end the game here with the final score 64-42. The Dallas Desperados taking over the Albany Empire here at home.
Thank you for attending today's ball game.
Now we have an extra game here. For Week 7, we got the Chicago Rush here hosting the Washington Valor. Washington Valor have been doing really good, so we definitely want to take a look at how they're going to be doing in this game. And Durazio will get right to work here on this first drive, giving it right to Casper. He puts on the burners and breaks a tackle to get into the end zone for the first score. A couple Chicago field goals later, Durazio looking for his man, and he finds Cornelius Bonner for the INT. There, John Kaleo will get right to business as he throws this deep ball right to Jimmy Frizel. He breaks a tackle and gets into the end zone.
Personal foul. Dropping the passer.
Here on this next drive, Durazio would take a blindside sack by the nose tackle.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. Whoa. Yo, man. What's wrong with you? That ain't cool, man. Come on, man. That ain't cool.
And the hits just kept coming after that as Durazio throws a nice floater to Frederick, but he loses the ball after a big hit against the wall.
Hey, you okay?
Hold on, dog. Hold on. Just take it easy,
Can you
dog.
hear me?
Take it easy. Come on now. Chill.
After a Washington field goal, Kaleo drops back in the pocket and finds a wide open Ingram for a touchdown to increase the lead. After a couple back and forth scores here, Durazio trying to take advantage, but throws an interception to Dozart, the linebacker. After the interception, Kaleo once again throws it right to Frizel into the end zone for yet another touchdown. Durazio and the Valor would not back down here as he rolls off to the right to find Fleming in the end zone for yet another touchdown.
Raise it up. Come on, let me in.
After a quarter of play, the score 47-38 here, and Durazio scores yet another touchdown, this time to Frederick. After a field goal by Chicago, just a minute left here, and Durazio finds Robinson for a great gain. Now with the 1 minute warning, Durazio trying to keep up the pace here, throws it right to Robinson again for another big first down.
Robinson.
And just like that on the next play, Durazio would give it to Avery for a 3-yard touchdown run to take the lead. And they unfortunately wouldn't get the 2-point conversion to make it a 1-point game.
Yeah, this is my house. This is my house.
And here on 4th down, Jamison comes in for an injured John Kaleo and just throws it short. He would get tackled by the linebackers, and then that would be the game. And the Valor would survive in Chicago 51-50, beating the Rush and going 5-1 on the season here in this divisional matchup. Okay, now covering week 7 here. I did advance to week 8 by mistake, so we're only going to get the results here and not the box score. We have the Tampa Bay Storm winning against the San Jose SaberCats, getting their first win of the season, now 1-5, with the score ending up in a 51-37 win, a convincing win at that. The Dragons beat the Sharks 53-48 here in a shootout. The Dragons go 5-1 on the season, looking good so far. We had the Predators destroying the Barnstormers at home 73-48 here, and the Predators going 5-1 themselves. And then finally, we got the Kiss barely edging out against the Georgia Force 46-44 and getting their second straight win after starting out 0-4. If we take a look here in the American Conference here in the Central Division, we got the Valor at 5-1, the Rush at 4-2 after the Valor beat them. We have the Crush at 3-3, the Brigade at 2-4, and the Empire here at 1-5. Then in the American Western, we got 2 teams who are tied here for first place. We got the Rattlers and the SaberCats, and then 3 teams tied for last place with the Barnstormers, Kiss, and Gladiators all at 2-4, fighting to see who can get up there in the standings. Then in the National Eastern, we got the Dragons sitting clear and ahead at 5-1, and the Soul here at 3-3 with the Desperados as well at 3-3, and the Phantoms getting their first win in this episode, but still at 1-5, still big hill to climb for them. And then in the National Southern, by far our most stacked division here, we have the Predators and VooDoo both at 5-1, both of them having some great seasons so far. And then we got the Sharks here not too far behind, 4-2 this season. And then we have the Force 3-3, even though they lost their quarterback Joe Germain. Tom Hamill has been holding it down for them. And then we got the Storm at a lowly 1-5. So far, injury report, we got TT Tolliver here with a dislocated elbow, and he's going to be out for 10 weeks. I believe he got that in the last game that we had with the Empire. We got Eric Thomas with a severe concussion. He's out for the season, so he's placed on IR. TT Tolliver might not even come back until the playoffs or even like a championship game if they even go to one. Roble broke his tibia. Saunders is recovering from a tibia. He's out 7 weeks. And we got a broken fibula from Lawrence Samuels here. Just a lot of big injuries here. Mo Thomas with a torn bicep. He's been out for a while. And Kevin Swain, he's been recovering from a broken tibia as well. Little has a strained back. Duncan has a broken finger. He's going to be out. Broken ribs from Billy Parker. He's recovering really well. He's going to be back in 2 weeks. Broken wrist. And Chris Snyder, who had a long injury here, he is doubtful for next week. But he's coming back though, and he's feeling a little bit better after a big injury like that. And they need him there on the offensive line. As you saw, Joe Hamilton got killed out there without him. For our stats here, we got Mark Grebe up on top in passer rating here. He has 1,418 yards, 26 touchdowns, 2 INTs. For our passing leaders, we got John Dutton still up there, 33 touchdowns, 1,633 yards, and 12 INTs. He's also our touchdowns leader as well. And we got a great list of quarterbacks who are doing it well here. Of course, Shane Stafford here, 26 touchdowns, 2 picks. We got Aaron Garcia, 30 touchdowns, 2 picks. And we got John Kaleo, 26 touchdowns and 2 picks as well. For our rushing leaders, we got Duke Pettijohn here with 157 yards, just a yard ahead of Chad Dukes, who has 7 touchdowns and 156 yards. And Lonnie Ford still our touchdowns leader with 8 touchdowns. For our receiving leaders, we got Aaron Bailey here with 50 receptions and Troy Bergeron here with 50 receptions as well. Our yards leader is Jarrell Myers. He has 700 yards and 14 touchdowns this season. He is a main reason why the Predators are 5-1 this season. He's doing a great job there. And our touchdowns leader is still Tony Locke here with 15 touchdowns. Here, our tackle leader is Dialio Burks here with 50 tackles, only 1 for loss and 2 INTs. Our tackle for loss leader and our sack leader is Joe Jacobs. He has 9 tackles for loss and 6 sacks, leading the league in sacks by 2 sacks right now. Our interceptions leader is not Mike Horacek no more. It is Cornelius Bonner. He is a dog playing that linebacker position with 6 INTs. I believe he also has 1 for a touchdown along with Horacek. Our forced fumble leaders is a 3-way tie between Nixon and Joe Jacobs once again and Dialio Burks, 3 forced fumbles. And then Eric Thomas, who we just talked about, he had the injury. He has 2 safeties this season. And then we have a big tie for a lot of defensive touchdowns, only 1 per player. So I want to thank you guys for watching this one. We had an exciting one here for episode 4. Can't wait for episodes 5 as we will cover week 8, 9, and 10 with 2 games each. Maybe an extra game if we have a good one, but we have a lot of great games in store for that one. I believe we have the Predators and the VooDoo. That should be a good one. And we also have 2 new uniforms coming out that I updated to the modern day. We have the Predators and we have the Barnstormers, which I just finished. It was not easy, so I hope you guys like it. We'll debut those in the next episode. I'll make sure to have those ready for you guys in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm having a great time with this series. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.